Hello and welcome to the Arena Sports Show. My name is Clauiee Grace Mpanza. Absolutely excited to have you alongside us. A lot has been happening in the world of sport, and the gentlemen joining us today, I am sure that they set a meeting because, my goodness, the brand they are representing today, it is absolutely quite questionable. But you know what? I'm not judging. We've got my favorite influencer, Mahlatse Mphahlele, the major one, Lehlohonolo Majoro, and of course, skipper Hlompho Kekana. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing? We'll start with the yellow bone since you shine. How are you doing?
Hi, Chloe, I'm good. Yourself?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us, influencer.
Pleasure.
Yeah, morning. Good morning. How are you?
You guys sent a memo and you forgot to tell me, right?
You must read your emails.
Yeah, no, I no, madam, this one I would never join.
You don't like it?
Three Stripes is special.
Okay.
How are you doing, Skipper?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Man, it's great to have you guys one more time. The last time we had y'all, it was on separate shows. Today I've
Yeah.
got y'all together. We've got, of course, our red flag in the middle, and then we've got
yeah.
yellow flags, green flags on the wide side. Yeah?
Flag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You've been
Why a
named.
red flag?
Skipper, do you want to elaborate? Skipper gave you this
so
nickname.
they say a boy from Free State
Yeah.
who can speak his home language.
How can you boo was Sotho?
No, a diluted one.
No. When I got here, what song was I playing in the car?
Ah, song
That song.
and
What song was I?
speaking.
Eh?
Yeah, Mara, it
Back
was
to my roots.
Mara,
How was it?
translated, what was the song saying?
Eh?
What was the song saying?
I was talking about makeup. Shelter makeup, a lot of sea.
Okay.
I'll tell you more about that.
You were playing Tupac, I'm sure, no?
No, I was playing Eminem.
He's more red flag than I am. If I'm a red flag, at least I was playing a song from my
home.
roots. Yeah.
What were you playing, Skipper, since we're on the song note?
You don't want to know.
We wanna know.
Yeah, I'm sure he was playing the parlor. Don't ding ding ding.
I was playing Dinaka.
Dinaka. You were off at class.
Which one is Dinaka?
Well, as you can...
Traditional Spanish music where
Okay.
they just speak about stuff.
Stuff, whatever that stuff is.
Yeah.
Well, as you can tell, we are in good spirits here in the Arena Sports Show. But on that note, a lot has been happening in the world of sport. So let's quickly find out what's in your top stories.
Sekhukhune United coach Lehlohonolo Majoro says the club is not being insensitive by allowing winger Mahlatse, who was involved in a head-on collision that resulted in the death of a 9-year-old school child in 2024, to continue playing. Sports Minister Jaden has given Boxing South Africa a deadline of 2 weeks to come up with an action plan to turn around the financially embattled organization around. People go into a dark place of alcohol, says ex-pro footballer Tusopala, as he advises footballers to plan properly for retirement.
Well, on that note, actually, I want to engage you, gentlemen, in terms of when you had to retire, planning-wise, and the body, really, how it adjusted, because we're talking, Skipper, in terms of, I mean, you go into a routine almost every day, and you're doing the same thing. There's a bedtime that you go to. How's that process, life after football?
It's a tricky one to navigate through it because a routine is something that is going to be part of you.
Yeah.
So for me, my routine was 9 o'clock, I should be in bed. Because 5 o'clock I must be up and preparing for my drive to go to training. And that has been happening for more than, should I say, 12 years, more than that.
Sure.
So 19 years that I did professional, it means it was something like that. So for him, for that thing to leave my system, I'm sure I need a psychologist, prayer from Majoro, and everybody
I don't
else
think prayer
to
from him,
come.
but yeah.
But it's a difficult thing to come out of because your body, it's a called body clock.
Yes.
It responds to the time that you normally wake up. Even if I leave a place, Majoro's house at what, 1 a.m., one thing for sure, that 4 hours I'll sleep, 5 o'clock I'll wake up without the alarm or whatever, I'll wake up.
Sure.
So that thing, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing at the
You
same
don't
time.
find yourself at a training ground? Because I remember there was a player, I'm just forgetting his name, where he was like, I would wake up in the morning, don't know what to do with myself, and I figure, okay, let me just go play football.
So, luckily, in my situation, I prepared my mind as the age was clocking, the mileage was going. You know? So when I was 30, I knew that I should be ready, to stop any time. So in that, it means I must tone down the certain things that I normally do with ease. So I must deprive myself from having the privilege of just going to training session. The certain things that I prepared myself that one day I must be ready that this thing might not be there.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do if this is not there? Am I having other hobbies? Am I having other things that I'm gonna do? Mahlatse was telling you about my guitar. I started playing guitar a long time ago just to refresh, distract me from focusing too much on football because I used to be crazy about football. And then I bought a sewing machine when I came back from.
Oh, did you know that, Major?
Didn't know.
I also didn't know that.
There's a lot that we don't know about you.
Yeah.
Skipper.
Yeah.
Sewing machine.
Is it? Do you have maybe a portion of Jesus that you saw there for?
You
for
should
the
look at
team?
my trousers. I tailor them myself.
Wow.
I
All
want a
right.
video of you
It's
doing
like,
that.
Benson Mhlongo, he's a mechanic. He fixes
Oh,
cars.
yeah.
So once in a while you find guys with these awkward hobbies that they are passionate about.
It's like me.
Sometimes he used to fix these guys' cars.
It's like me. It's like me and cooking.
Wow,
You
see?
cook?
Yeah.
I'm the best cook.
Okay.
What's your specialty?
Means and pasta.
Of course, everybody can cook.
Meats and pasta can't be Major. Anybody can make that. You know something special.
What?
It's special because it's been prepared by me.
No,
With
Major.
love,
But Majoro, I mean, speaking picking up from
Yeah.
KK, I mean, I know also some of your other interests will be motorsport because I've been to the Kyalami racetrack with you, and you marveled, of course, at the beast there. So talk to us about some of your other passions, and of course, then life post-football.
Yeah, just like Hlompho said, it's something that you can prepare yourself for, but when it happens, it's a different feel. Because I remember myself, I will wake up early in the morning thinking that I'm late for training session, and then later on I realized, like, hey, you don't even have a club, bruh. You're late for
Where you going?
for which session?
Yeah.
You understand? But it becomes part and parcel of you, obviously. So when you take away something that has been part of you for the longest time, it will take time for you to move away from that and adjust. So I did make a couple of preparations for that, but we plan, but there's criminals out there.
Hey.
Criminals out there. So we make peace. Now I'm at ease. I'm happy with what has been currently happening in my life. Spending more time with my kids now. I know we always say like we wanna be house husbands. We wanna drop the kids at school and go fetch them, and God listens, and it happens. And then you ask yourself, like, hey, is this what I do most of the time? Like, drop the kids, and then my day can start. Go fetch them in the middle of the chaos that happens. Because, like, when you stop playing football, there's a lot of things that you do. Like now I have Mesa, you might have seen. So there's a lot of preparation that goes behind. You have more time. No one is pushing you. You have to be your own boss, and you have to think for yourself. Because once that phone stops vibrating, like, there's a set time when like, once they stop doing that, you're your own boss, and then you have to push yourself. So it helps you to grow.
But you know what I like, Influencer, before you jump on? I like this narrative, of former footballers doing well, still within the space, and us still being able to converse with you. Yes, Influencer.
I just wanted to check how sad it is that when you guys were, because you guys still play fun football, 6-a-side and all that kind of thing, and when you see other ex-footballers who, by appearance, are not okay. They've fallen on hard times, and those many stories have been there. You know, how sad that feels.
For now, I think footballers are falling. There's a society of us, and I call it a society because only me and Majoro can understand the frustrations of being in the change room and not winning football match, or being in the change room and not being on the study lineup. So such conversation I can easily have with my major, and he will understand from not me using so many words. So I think that for me, when I see one of us, and I say one of us because they fall part of the society, it's a sad situation where you see somebody who's suffering emotionally, because most of the things is not them not having anything to eat or anything to wear. It's just emotional setback where they are frustrated, or they need to cough certain things out, but to whom they cough those things out, you know. So, and as men, the society told us there's certain things we don't just have conversation about. So I think that's another big challenge when you speak about that it's a sad situation, but at the same time, I just know that whenever we're together, those sadnesses, stories, we joke about it, we know how to speak about it, and they become a topic on the day, and when people get healed from that conversation. So I've had encounters with so many of my former teammates where when we sit around and you realize that the challenge there was just to have this conversation, you know, take it out of the system, because certain situation, the battle between your mind and how you feel at that particular time. So once we have the platform to speak about it or to have a chat about it, I think it would be nice, it would be helpful to some of the guys, because we're different, the characters. You find out that I take the setbacks easy and lighter. Somebody else will take them, it will take them a lot of time to come out of the situation. For instance, this player that I played with, whenever we lost the match, you can't speak to that guy. And you need to give him another match so that he, after winning, you'll feel better about himself again. So, yeah, it's a tricky one. Then it's in some matches where, some players where after every match, 45 minutes after the match, he's sad. After the match, he'll be like, guys, yes, we still have another match. And then there's those who will be like, guys, it's just a football, it's not a war.
Just football,
Yeah, guys, we still have another matches to play.
Sure.
So there's different characters in this, and yeah, it's a tricky one.
Major, just as a follow-up to what the skipper was saying about this thing of players transitioning from professional football into other things. I recently spent some time with Lumisani Ndlela at this place in Bank, and he successfully managed to do that. He's a prison warder. He's been doing that job now for almost about 10 years. And he's at peace, he's stable in his life. Just also for yourself, how important is this thing of guys being able to transition from being pro footballers and doing normal 9 to 5 jobs that ordinary people do?
Yeah, I think it is very important. And here's the thing that people don't understand. We've been hearing stories about former footballers doing this and that, retiring broke or so forth. But I believe most footballers recently, maybe for the past 5-6 seasons, they've been investing. But there's a huge problem that we don't talk about. We are scared to lose our money to an extent that like we invest, but we never know what is it that you're investing in.
Yeah.
Until you sit down and you question yourself, is this thing worthy? For example, I will show you something, RA, retirement annuity. It is good for you to pay that RA. But when we look at the reality, the lifespan of a footballer, it's like by the age of 35, if you are still playing, you must consider yourself lucky.
Yeah.
But the only time that you can get your retirement annuity is when you are 60, 65.
Yeah.
So you are paying 6,000, 8,000 just because like you want to get, the financial advisor will tell you that you get tax back when you claim. So the more you pay, the more money that you're going to get back from tax because you are contributing. Your endowments, like you invest in this, you're going to get, but like there comes a point in life where you sit down and you ask yourself, is this worthy for me to have? Do I have to pay this much? Remember, financial advisors, they paid on commission. The more they take policies with you, there's a certain portion that they get.
Yeah.
So we invest, but we never know what we invest into. We open businesses with people that will later backstab us because, truth be told, you're focusing on football. There's someone, through trust, you believe that they will have the best interest at heart for you. Money changes people. We've seen that happen. So I believe, like with Lungisani Ndlela, to be one of the person that has went back and say, like, I'm going to be doing 9 to 5. It's a huge step.
Yeah.
It's a huge step, but like I truly believe that like footballers do invest. It's just that there's people that we don't talk about that take advantage of footballers' investments, and then no one does anything to them until maybe they're waiting for one to retaliate first, and then it's when it will be taken serious.
Sure. I think absolute wisdom that we're getting from the two gentlemen here, reminding us why they are the age that
What
they
about
are.
I'm also saying wisdom.
What have you said, my guy? But on that note, one thing, just to let you in, what I've noticed about, the people that you spend time with, most of the time you kind of sound a bit alike. And I say this because as I'm sitting here, Major, you sound a bit like Obringoma, Tabang Munare. I can hear them as you speak. It's the same thing with you, KK. Dennis Onyango, Kennedy Moon. I kid you not. I kid you not. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness, you spend so much time with people.
Where is the HR office? Because I need to lay a complaint.
What are you complaining about,
No,
Skipper?
you can't compare me to chaos. No.
Onyango is chaos.
How is it chaos?
That is chaotic, yeah?
Guys.
But I want to find out the relation with the gentleman that I've just mentioned. You can start, KK. I mean, yes, you're saying it's chaos, but...
I took offense. You can see I'm not even smiling.
Oh, yeah. You guys look alike. You can't take offense.
Look at you.
You agree, no, Major?
Yes,
They do look
definitely.
alike.
Sure. I don't know. It's he became my teammate, and then we're no longer teammates now. We became brothers, and the relation was like when I know Lo will say certain things, and I'll prepare him that this place doesn't need that, because I know him, like you just said. We've been together for years. During our time at Supersport, I found them there after winning their first league, and when I got there with my City Golf, they were like, "You're driving this car? We don't need this car in this team. We just won the league." And I felt so bad. I was like, okay, so for me to win the league with you, what must I do? He said, you must pack this thing. I'll come take you every day to come to training.
Nice.
And I realized that he's a decent teammate, somebody who will striving more to bring people together for one common thing, and one common thing is to play football and win football matches. When I found them at the Sundowns, rather, I found a group of people who, for lack of better word, they were crazy and chaotic.
Yeah.
So that chaotic environment gave us what we wanted, because when you have people with zero boundaries in a good way, then you bound to be part of us, because then you'll never be shy, they will make you feel comfortable around them. And that's why our team was as solid as that, because we had crazy characters. We got one player who would argue with 33 of us, and he will win that argument.
Sure.
And that is called Malajila. So they, yeah, so that guy was like that. So in a professional world, I don't know. I was happy the other day. I sat with Dennis on a couch and Soccer Africa. I shook his hand. I was like, so Dennis, you can be professional. He said, yeah, I'm growing. I was like, wow. I never knew, and I never knew in my life I will ever work with Dennis. And I made peace with in my life that this guy is chaotic. He's never serious around me, and I'm struggling. There's a time where I have to interview him.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, we took one day to make that interview professional.
Sure.
Because he can't be serious around me. So I can imagine.
But this man, the way he's acting as if like chaotic. He's the one that was with the speaker. Do you know that Hlompho used to walk around with the speaker playing music?
Sure.
There's pictures. Like I will talk to
Give us the
my brother
archives.
Idu. I'll talk to my brother Idu. There's a time where he had a speaker in the national team playing music. You ask yourself like, Hlompho, every time in the field of play, he's so serious.
Yes.
He hardly ever smiles. He's passionate. Off the field,
Also chaotic.
chaotic.
Also chaos, yeah.
Chaotic.
Organized chaos.
Yes.
I was influenced
You were influenced.
By your environment.
by the environment. Yeah, it can be a difficult one to ignore.
That is
Especially
true.
when it's happening every day.
Yeah.
And that chaotic, as Mahlatse is speaking about, an organized chaos.
Yeah.
That's part of you.
I was shocked myself also.
You also part of that. It bets you and Tabang Munare, a special relationship that you guys also had.
Yeah, no, I had a special bond with Munare. He's one of the players that welcomed me. One of the friends that we became brothers. We started as friends, then we became brothers because we spend most of the time together. You know, in life sometimes you meet a reflection of you in the most people that you meet, like a lot of players that we met throughout your career. There's that one when you look at him, he brings the best out of you. You bring the best out of him. He's one of those players. And there's Aubrey also from Cape Town City. Like we became brothers. We were a team of rejects when we went to Cape Town, but we clearly put everyone in line.
Yeah.
I think Sundowns knows us also.
Yeah,
there's a lot of teams that
remember.
knew us that
We
season.
remember.
That when we say we are coming, we were coming.
Yeah,
So
we were just suffering from that 2 matches, but we knew that we were going to win the league.
yeah.
Okay.
No, I understand like you guys won the league, but like
But you will come and give us trouble there and there.
no, we gave you guys
But at
trouble.
least they give you trouble with the rest of the clubs, eh?
Number 2, imagine like we came out number 2. We won
Yeah,
Telkom.
but the history doesn't remember the...
No, I'm just saying.
Doesn't
Number
remember
two,
the other stuff.
But with that being said, like yeah, you meet people that.
But your crazy stories, Major, because I know for a fact, every time you guys linked up, you guys also had your own crazy moments that perhaps you could share with us.
No, we did have crazy moments, especially with Monare.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we spent a lot of the to
I
an extent
know.
that like we wanted to run away from each other. Like we say, like, bruh, please don't call me today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we can continue being together, like we'll derail. And Coach Kevin, when he sees us in the morning, he makes sure that like he comes and shake our hands so that he can look us into the eyes and see like, did they sleep this one? Bro? You understand? And our captain at that time, Tyson, he will make sure that like he waits in his car until we arrive, allows us to go in the changing room while we are busy changing, because I was sitting here and then it was him and then Tabang. So he was in the middle. And Chopper, Chopper has...
He's a serious guy.
Yeah, he has that thing. They will speak in their Zulu and say like, Laba. You see, Laba.
They didn't sleep.
Yes, skip. And then Tyson will come and observe everyone.
Yeah.
How's it? And then he has a name that he used to call us with, but I can't mention that name. But
Yeah.
it was a name
Yeah.
that he used to give us. Like, hey, you and you.
Yeah.
Where you guys going? Because you used to dress up. He was like, you can't dress up, coming to training and then going back and changing again.
Yeah.
Then we ended up saying like, you'll never know when you will end up after training session. So you better be prepared. So we did have nice times. It's like when I'm with Itu, it's always chaotic. Yeah,
You gotta love him. I love him.
yeah, that's the
You
best.
work with him?
That's the
I
best.
love him. Oh, my day. He doesn't have any problem with anybody.
Yes.
He
No.
just want happiness around him. My
But
day.
leaderships, no, I think true leaders are generally like that, is what I've picked up from the field of play, that you normally just want peace. And as much as, yes, there's a part of craziness.
I
Yeah.
don't know about that.
There
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah,
There
yeah.
is. No, there is.
Oh, no, I didn't
But-
know about that.
I've mentioned 3 leaderships. Hlompho,
Oh, my goodness.
Hlatsuayo, and Mzansi's finest.
Yeah.
Itu.
All special cases, but we all love them so
Yeah.
much. On that note, my goodness, we're supposed to get to Star of the Week like 20 minutes ago, but let's try and get to it as quickly as we can so we can finally preview as well the big fixture that is upon us. Of course, Mamelodi Sundowns taking on Kaizer Chiefs. Influencer, we'll start with you. Star of the Week, quickly as possible.
I've got 2.
Ooh, that's not quick.
Coach Gavin Hunt, 1,000 matches. The first coach in South Africa to do that.
By the way, I can confirm that he just stole that from Major because we discussed that.
But that's a moment for us.
That is a moment.
Yeah.
Coach Gavin, a really genuine South African football man.
Yeah.
I think he deserves all accolades. That's why I defended him recently when he was going through a back patch. That people must not disrespect him because of he has lost a few matches. People were saying football has left it behind and all those kinds of things, and I think it's all nonsense. He's a top coach, and he'll continue to be a top coach.
Yeah.
And the other person who has impressed me is Jaden Adams at Sundowns.
You gotta love him.
Have to.
I think this boy is going
What
to
a
be a
player.
big star for South African football. I pray that Coach Hugo Bruce has forgiven him for that stand he pulled in PE. He's a young man who will learn from his mistakes. I say that with Shiga, sort of very soon going to reach the end of his career. This is the guy who, for Bafana, for Sundowns, he can really take us to another level. So, Coach Kevin Hunt, 1,000 matches, and Jaden Adams, my stars of the week.
Your quick is definitely not quick, quite questionable, but anyway, Major on your side.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's stick to football.
The conversation can quickly drift in another direction. Yo,
It reminds me of
he's lost.
He doesn't know what's
it reminds me of the Jake between Henry, Richards, and that lady Kate. That slap breast.
Don't you wish like the press could be exposed?
Would you pay to
Definitely.
watch
to watch breast?
Yes.
I saw it. It's like I
It's
said,
always very
it's
spicy, that one,
definitely.
but yeah, because moving right along.
Like you said, like Coach Kevin Hunt, I think like for the milestone that he has reached, it's something to be commendable, more especially as one of our own coaches. He's been in the industry for long, and he has managed to maintain his position,
For sure.
regardless of moving from club to club. But he has accolades under his belt. He has players that look at him and say, that's the coach that made him. I'm one of them. Like he revived and ignited the love and passion of football in me when I joined Wits, and that really rubbed me the right way.
Quickly, while on that, I know I said we're doing it quickly, but we'll just stay a little bit. With Coach Gavin Hunt, one thing that was special about him.
Yeah, she's on fire.
I hate you guys. One thing that was special when VIT still existed and at the Bidvest Stadium, you'd always hear everything he was saying because the stadium is so small. So now you're right behind him and you hear him shouting, Majoro, come on! You know, so he was always passionate. What stands out for you in terms of your time there that you can really remember?
I remember like when I almost missed the penalty.
Yeah.
And then when we entered the changing room, he was like, "You, I don't ever want to see you next to that ball. When is the penalty? I don't want to see you again there." And you know, like
I swear.
he swears a lot.
Yeah, the F-bombs are flying all over.
You give me a heart attack, man. said, relax, coach. Relax.
Calm
So
my
he's quite a character.
He's quite a character.
that
He
one.
really is. Skipper, what about you?
I don't want to talk about it because what a guy. So they chose him. Can I not choose him?
Okay, who's your star of the week? Yeah.
You can. I've got 3. I'll choose Coach Gavin. I've got Lebo Maboe. Lebo Maboe. Oh,
Yeah.
I call him Detail. Detail played some decent matches for SuperSport since he joined them, and I think he gave them stability in that midfield together with Hlompho and Pokhenpula. I saw their match and I was like, this is a decent team. For them to even go in Calabash and won that match, that was a difficult match for them, particularly in the state that they found themselves in, where they don't even have goals in this season. There were like 6 goals before that match. So I think Detail for me is the star of the week.
Sure.
The
Third person.
third person, because you guys spoke about Coach Gavin, right? The third person, I'll take Lucas Ribeiro Costa. For one reason. If
For one reason.
Just one.
oh, did you hear that? He said for one reason. Now he's talking about this guy. He's spicy.
Everyone is spicy today, guys. What did you all eat?
No, I'm not for one reason.
Okay.
No, Ribeiro Costa, he's one player when I go to the stadium, I just want to go watch. He plays football, for lack of better ways, I would say he plays football, can't need. So he just enjoys football. He just plays there, and he's happy to be on that field. He's happy to put on Mamelodi Sundowns jersey. He's happy to assist. I asked him the question the other day. I said, Ribeiro, you were just in front of the goals. Why couldn't you score? He said, I saw Peter. I was waiting for Peter. I said, Peter was not even in the picture yet. He said, yeah, I knew he was going to come.
Wow.
But he was just a second late. I was like, so you play like that? He's like, if we will score, man. I was like, wow.
That's incredible.
And that's a top goal scorer.
Yes.
And you can't talk
Currently.
about, a top goal scorer, a striker. These guys, they don't pass. I played with Mapudi Kanyeza. You are here, he sees the goal. He'll rather hit the back,
hunger.
or he'll rather hit the post than giving
than
you. He's
give
like,
it
no,
to
I
you.
saw you, but the option is this one.
It's the hunger.
Striker.
Yeah, no,
But when I see Lucas, he says, I'm waiting for Peter. I was like, oh, it's a different mindset.
True.
Just to add to what you're saying, Skipper, I foresee a situation where if he continues at this rate, he will be the footballer of the season, the players player of the season, the midfielder of the season, and the top goal scorer.
Why?
Ribeiro. If he continues at the rate that is going on at the moment, he's definitely on good form.
One day I'll ask you who chooses that.
Yeah,
And
no,
then
one day. We're not
you'll
going to ask him now.
understand.
Yeah, no, the
Yeah.
coaches is
One day I will ask him, and then he must tell me.
You must tell us now.
Because this the same guy. They nominated me 6 times in 6 years.
Not even
you
one.
never won.
She's laughing.
For me, as I'm sitting here now,
Yeah. No, it's a topic for another day. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, I'm saying if, when I'm talking about Ribeiro,
Yeah.
he's definitely a contender for the football of the season,
Midfield of the season.
midfield of the season, goal scorer, and the players player.
He's a good nomination, Skipper. That's what I'm getting
Wow.
from the influencer.
And
But
we must also seriously consider naturalizing him to play for Fanafan.
we would not mind that at all. Striker, talk to us. I mean, you look into, of course, the country currently, and in terms of course, top goal scorer right now, Ribeiro with 10 goals, and then you've got Reyners, I believe, who's got 9. And then from 3rd to 5th, everybody's got 6. So talk to us about, I mean, you've got an academy now, so you understand strikers as well, just a little bit better. So just indulge us as well as to the mentality and where we are in terms of goal scoring in the Betway Premiership.
You know, I like what Hlompho just said about Ribeiro. It reminds me of Manyama when he became
The player of the year.
player of the season.
Yeah.
He had the same mentality. He was so happy, so liberated when he's inside the field of play, to an extent that him and Aubrey will take care of everyone and say, like, Major, we just want to find you in the box. They will dribble everyone, and then instead of them scoring, then give you that pass. But you know what that makes, it makes them to score even more.
Yeah.
Because yes, Ribeiro stand a chance of being a top goal scorer, but there's Reyners who's ruthless in front of the goal.
Yeah.
There's Shalulile who's back now and scoring, and I'm super happy for Shalulile because
Same, yeah.
for me as a striker, he has risen our standard of scoring. He scores season after season,
Yeah.
and he scores 10 plus goals in our country, and I'm happy to see that because we always complain about
Goal
our
scoring,
country not having
The goals, yeah.
goals, but it takes a lot for a person to score. And you mentioned also Mesa, the Strikers Academy that I have. It's Strikers Academy. People are thinking it's only for kids. It's mainly for everyone, especially for pro footballers,
Yeah.
because I looked at myself back then when I used to play and said, the team hardly ever have enough
Training.
time to say, like, I'm going to focus on finishing.
Yeah.
And you know, as adults, you always have something to do after training session. Even if you want to do extras, a goalkeeper will tell you, like, hey, brah, I've got another appointment, I have to go somewhere. So that on its own makes you not to have the opportunity to do extra finishing. So with Mesa being available, can try and solve some of the problems that we have, because you come there, you do finishing drills.
Yeah.
You book your session, you come, you do finishing drills, and I know repetition is the one that
True.
leads to you scoring more goals. And you even figure out, like,
How
the
you
most
like it.
comfortable way of kicking the ball for you, because like you
You've
do
done it over and
more
over.
shots each and every day. You'll be amazed how 50 shots or 20 shots
Yeah.
a day will improve your striking of the ball in certain period of time, like a week or so. I learned this like when I was in an island,
Which island?
the island
Cape Town?
Nike Center there, when I was training by myself at some point. Like I used to kick the ball, like, and I discovered a lot about the
Really?
technique that you can develop, but you lose it obviously as time goes by, because you don't do it now when you are training with the team.
I use the technique differently to
Yeah.
to ask goalkeeper questions, and not many of them they had the answers.
Yeah, the long range. I know it's those ones that happens once in a while. They hit
The
and
rare
runs.
ones.
You know, they hit and runs.
Yeah. They hit and run.
But you're right when you speak about the technique that you need to perfect it
Yeah.
over and over for you to, even if you're in a situation, you don't have to think twice
Yes.
about it, because it's automatic. You've done it at training over and over. So the muscle memory will say, no, I've done this before.
Exactly.
Let me just strike it. So yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure we're not taking your time, Chloe.
No, not at all. I'm loving this conversation.
was
But I
going
see he
add
wants to
what
add.
the Major said about Shalulile. He's actually not very far from breaking Siyabonga Novante's all-time record of goals in South Africa.
Yeah.
And I hope he does it this season. He's been a top player.
No, he is definitely.
All right, another top player. Let's find out what Miguel Cardoso, who is the Mamelodi Sundowns coach, what he has to say about Jaden Adams.
The role of a coach is to try to find also the connections between the players so that the whole works. That's I don't believe in the past. Eventually, I was more like that. Right now, no. I believe the coach needs to create an organization where the players or the best ones can express themselves, and then try to, even when knowing who should be where, how to ask what from each of them in order to the best of them appear on the pitch. We have quality players, of course, and Jaden is one of them. He's happy being among us. I think that has been helping him to settle, and the way we are playing and the way we want, the things we want from him in terms of tasks, he's able to do them. He's capable to do many things. He's like a very interesting player in terms of understanding the game. He's very intelligent, and even not needing to run too much, he knows how to play the ball in the right spaces and to cope with the different dimensions of the game. We're just trying to settle everybody together so that we can then have a better game. Because I always believe that if you play better, you win more. And when you play one game or competition that is one match, that sometimes you can play bad and win anytime anyway. But in a championship, if you regularly play better, you will probably have what you want in the end. As I always say, teams that don't take many goals. So defenses win championships, attacks wins matches. So we should also cope with that and understand that. But the best we play, the best for sure we'll have as results, and that's what we're trying to do.
All right, so I mean, we do know that Lisa Gazini forever, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about now in just a bit. I mean, we've just heard from Coach, could also talking about Jaden Adams, and I mean, Skipper, then we have to find out from you. I mean, you've worked with Shika. We're having a debate with Influencer from the beginning of the season, where a lot of the people have said, no, Shika, at this point, he can just say, wrap it up. And I mean, now with Jaden, there's comparison saying that, no, I think Shika's time is running out. And I want to know from you.
Don't do that. So football.
Talk to us.
Shika gigi football.
Yeah.
If you want to speak about the man who knows the moment, is Tempazwane.
Yeah.
He's not structured. He's not a PlayStation thing. So for me, for you to figure him out, go to the stadium and watch him.
Yeah.
If you watch him on TV, of course, you will watch him like any other football. He's different, and you will never see any player like Temba. When we were under pressure, when we were still his teammate,
Yeah.
we will say, give Temba the ball, and then we'll have a breather. How we used to take off the pressure out of us, we don't know. No matter what the space pass the Temba the ball, he will deal with it in how, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I remember Jeremy Brockie used to say, how I wish I can open Temba's mind and see when is he gonna breach the ball, because I don't know when is he gonna pass. And for real, even as teammates, we will look and wait in anticipation that Temba now he's gonna pass. Now, and you need to be in that level of thinking to say now, he's ready, because he's one player who doesn't make eye contact with anybody.
Sure.
So that tells you that you need to be very, very awake and smart and for you to deal with him.
Yeah.
So if you speak about a system at Sundowns, because every season we give somebody a system.
Yeah.
We give Temba a system. In the last 5 years, we can easily say the guy has been holding our system.
For sure.
Because if I would ask you one question, what is the position that you think Temba is playing?
Sure.
I'm sure you'll be like, no, somewhere in front of the striker, somewhere in the because you'll never figure him out.
Yeah.
And that's how he's been special to South African football. That's why I hate it when I start hearing conversation that we start comparing him to Hlompho Kekana from Sevediela.
Yeah.
And we will never enjoy him. And I speak from a place of understanding this thing, because I was once a player, and there's so many things that when you are a player, you do them and they become easier in the eye.
Yes.
And people get used to it, and they'll be like, oh, no, I know. It's easier for Temba to do that.
Yeah.
Wait until Temba is no longer playing. And you realize that guy was doing so much.
Yeah.
And you'll start to appreciate him then. And there's no way you can rewind this. It's not a cassette. Then you deprive yourself the moments to enjoy the game and the moments what Temba brings to us, the people who are in football, to enjoy the thing, because you diluted it by comparing him to Mahlatse.
For sure.
And when there's comparison, now we argue.
Yeah.
Now we're emotions. Now we're no longer seeing the good thing in what Temba is on everybody's doing. So I guess I preach enough. Thank you.
Oh, listen, we've been in your class this morning.
Just to add to what Skipper is saying, I agree with him 150%. I think Temba is the best player of his generation. He will go down in history. I will pay my last dollar to go watch him play.
You sound like Kamabile. He once said that. There's sort of cut you like that. So Kama, we once came to the change room and we were leading, I think, 2-0 in the match.
Yeah.
So we came into the change room and everybody was arguing each other. And then we jumped into the coach said, quiet, okay, it's okay, quiet. We're leading 2-0, why are we fighting? And then Kama said, okay, Kama, say something. Said, you see, in South Africa, there's one player that I'll pay my last cent to come watch football. We're like, this is not out of the this is out of the topic. Why? He says, my brother, you play football. Like, I enjoy watching you. Sometimes I even forget that I'm your teammate. It's like, wow, this is beautiful, man.
No, whatever, but that's what he brings,
Yeah.
like Tembazwane. Like, if I can think of a player also that gave us that, but we only saw that, like, for one season or so, it's the young Tulani Serero. Like, you know, Tulani before leaving South Africa, he showed us what football was. Like, and I remember everyone was playing against him. Like, I will lose myself watching him because he was doing things that you yourself you even asked, like, if I was there, was I gonna do that? Like, and they have one thing similar to Temba.
It's the
They don't talk.
Yeah.
They let their play in the game do the talking. They don't talk. They hardly ever. They're men of few words.
Yeah.
But their football speaks volume.
I think Genius is like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Just to close on this matter, the other two players that I've seen who have had a profound impact on our football. I'm not going back to the Jombos and them coming this way. It's John Shusmusho and Dr. Kumar.
That is far, but okay, fine. We'll take it.
That's how, if you know what John Shusmusho did for football in this country, and Dr. Kumar, he's there.
On that note, I'm glad we've closed that part because it's quite important to also understand the role that Shika plays. I was listening to Kadoso saying that probably come the FIFA Club World Cup that will be happening in June, Shisha will be ready alongside your sailor, Kulisa Mudau, and of course Lord Mvala, Mtobi Mvala, who also will probably be ready. So looking forward to, of course, their recovery as well. But then on that note, I want to find out from you, Skipper, that I mean, we're talking about Lisa Gazini forever, right? This encounter, Kaizer Chiefs, Mamelodi Sundowns, that middle of the park for Sundowns, it seems to be quite exciting. And you know that position very well. You've got an Allende there, you've got Adams there, you've got Tebza there. So it's quite an exciting middle of the park at Mamelodi Sundowns right now.
I'll ask from Mahlatse about that word that he used. He said Sundowns has always been flamboyant. Is that the word?
Yeah, flamboyant. Since during the days of Zola Mahobe in stadium.
So you have to have something that not many players have in that Mamelodi Sundowns team. And the players that you just mentioned, easily they tick those boxes. I was watching Batuzi Obas.
Yeah.
What a player. He has developed to be this player that you can rely on in terms of big matches and difficult matches. Like Majoro said, people like that, they don't even speak because they don't have platform. But when you are a football person, you will easily see and acknowledge their good job that they're doing. They've got a young player in Jaden Adams now. What a player.
Yeah.
He doesn't lose balls easily. He's a retainer of the balls. He's a consolidator of possession. He knows how to play with 2 touches. A 19-year-old who plays 2 touches.
When I saw his goal now,
Sure.
where Shaululile stopped the ball and then he never moved.
Yeah,
And then it came. The reaction of him
technique.
to kick the ball like that. People might think it's easy. It's not easy.
It's not.
When you react, the ball coming with power and then you have to direct it into the goal. Like it's something. And I saw him scoring with a header also. Like a shot
and
is...
apparently it's got a good lip. Apparently they said the timing of
Yeah,
jump.
yeah, I saw the way he scored that goal with the head, and then I was like, there might be something there.
I spoke to his coach at Stellenbosch, Evangelos Velios. He's saying that he's probably the best player he has seen that came through that Stellenbosch
I'm
system.
sure. I'm sure.
He loves football. He's pretty much has got everything for a midfielder.
when I look at him playing, I saw a little bit of River Cotier in that position and how they conduct themselves
That's the system again.
under pressure. Yeah, that's the system.
I
I
don't
saw
know,
a
that's the
little bit of, and I went deeper and I was like, I see Tawon Tete on him and how
Sure.
he is calm in situation. He's not scared of pressure. They love pressure. Players like that. They absorb it. They even invite pressure.
They
when
feed
they
out
see-
of it.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
there's pressure, there's chaos, give the ball to them, and you'll see how they just maneuver out of pressure and they give team balance and stability again. I enjoy watching them a lot, and Debza for me, I think.
How's Debza's arrogance, guys? When you talk about a player that's confident,
Yeah.
Debza has it. Like,
Yeah.
whether off the bench,
You
whether he's
can't
starting.
play for Sundowns if you don't, or any big team if you don't have that confidence,
Yeah.
because we rely on you in big matches. Because in a big team you play only big matches. Because a big match is a big team. You always have to win football matches.
Yeah.
So when you play against Magesi, it's a big match for you.
For sure.
Because everybody is expecting you to win, but the team that side they will always push you back. So a big player, you will only see him in those matches where he knows how to absorb and say, no, we're in this level. I will come to your level, but at the same time, I know we'll have to beat you. But they don't say that or about themselves. The performances, you'll see them. And I love how, with a lot of humility, they're showing at the Sundowns boys. But they still have their business to do.
For sure.
They set the standard very high, and it's for them to go and touch that standard. Because when I look at Marcelo Allende, I love him.
He's making more box entries now,
You gotta love
skipper.
him. You
Like,
gotta love
I'm like, oh, this
Next season
kid.
we give him a system.
Yeah.
Because he's no, that thing is something else.
Sundowns and 16.
Identity,
No, we have,
boy.
we have to rely on you too.
Aye.
You know, so you're gonna have to
And
give
you're
the
part and
system.
parcel of the decision makers. I think it's time to release system number 54. Longevity within the team.
That system is going to be in Spanish, eh?
No, Marcelo is good, guys. I don't know. You'll never see him if you're not a football person. Because he doesn't do so much on the ball. And players like that, we will give them, we will always miss them.
Yeah.
Simply because they don't do so much on the ball. If you speak about Jaden, he doesn't dribble anybody.
Yeah.
Marcelo is one of the players. Because they don't dribble everybody, they don't do shibobos. And I'll be like, but they are very, very important to the team.
Yeah, no. And then on your side, Major.
Which side is mine?
At this point, you are representing Amakosi for life. I mean, you talk about transition. They talk about building currently at Kaizer Chiefs. They just, of course, got the defeat against SuperSport United, which was quite humbling and unfortunate for them. So they're going to go into this one. I mean, we talk about the rivalry between the two sides. They're also going to want to try. I mean, back in your days, you were claiming that Sundowns was your bread and breakfast. But things have changed now.
Yeah, no. To be honest, like things have changed a lot ever since then. If you can see now, Sundowns is like Chiefs back then when Chiefs was winning trophies. You have
Look where he's looking.
No. He will understand where I'm coming from. Like, and it's just the reality. Back then, you had more Chiefs players in the national team than any other teams. Why? Because individual players within Kaizer Chiefs were doing well. And as a result, the team does well. Fast forward to now, you have more Sundowns players in the national team. Without Sundowns players in the national team, our Bafana is not well balanced.
For sure.
So that on its own shows the level which Sundowns is at. Yes, Chiefs has an opportunity now to build, but like for a team of Kaizer Chiefs caliber to build and never bring trophies, it's kind of like challenging. But Sundowns went through the phase of building. I remember when Sundowns fans didn't want anything to do with Coach Pito when they were throwing.
They
but
said he should go,
he was building. But look at the foundation that he has laid from then until now. Sundowns has caught up with Chiefs, Pirates, or even surpassed them in terms of having the structure. Pirates has just went through the same building phase. So they've been winning trophies each and every season. They're yet to win Lesegazini Betway Premiership. So of which I believe
He thinks it's not going to happen. He's giving us a no.
Okay, they are. So like with Kaizer Chiefs, it's kind of like tough. They're facing a team that's just beat the number 2, not by 1-0, not by 2-0. You understand? Like with them going there after the results that they just got in with SuperSport, it's nerve-wracking to be honest. And I know how it feels when the team is not doing well, especially for a big team like Kaizer Chiefs. Like sitting players don't want to play. Others, they ask themselves like, how are we gonna win this game? There's a lot of doubt within them, and for Chiefs not to be part and parcel of the team that is counted when we say possibility of winning the league, like for me, it doesn't sit well with me because Kaizer Chiefs as a brand, they bring a lot in our country, in our football.
A lot of joy. I won't lie.
Exactly.
Hey?
So we want to see them doing well. We want to see them turning the corner. But the unfortunate part is that it takes time for that to happen. Hopefully they keep the coach long enough to be able to get to the standard that they're required to be in, and everyone can bear with them in the interim until that happens.
Sure.
And they must get him quality as well.
Yeah, no. That's the difference between Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs. Sundowns has a blend of youngsters and senior players that understands how to win. Whereas at Kaizer Chiefs, we still have youngsters, and most of them, they arrived at the team more or less at the same time. And without leadership within the team, it becomes a problem in a sense of like who is regarded as a leader within the team, who is a senior team. So I always refer to my time when I was there because that's the only time that I can talk about.
For sure.
When I got to Kaizer Chiefs, I got into the hands of people that just recently played World Cup. And those people, they had a winning mentality in them. And those people, without them saying too much, the way they conduct themselves, the way they play in the field of play, send a message to you that like, here you don't come play with secret socks. You need to pull up your socks, cover the shin pads, and add value within this. Because if you don't do that, they can easily go find someone. And coming to replace a player of Knowledge Musona's caliber, there was a big shoe to fill, of which I didn't want that, but the arrogance that you spoke about, like you require when you play for such big teams, you need to showcase why you are there. It's one thing to wear that jersey. It's another thing to show why you are wearing that jersey.
Major one. Yeah, no, drops mic.
Yeah, no, I think
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think
yeah,
we had
well
much to
said.
add, except to say, I think I also fully agree. They just need to be consistent. Sometimes, in the league, in a cup match, you can be bad in a cup match, but just get once, win badly and still win a cup.
Sure.
But in a league over 30 matches, you really need to be consistent. Sometimes be ugly and grind results and really get the job done. I mean, if you look at Sundowns now, since before their match against Kukune, they've scored in 18 goals from their last 5 matches. 18 goals. And that's what Chiefs is up against this weekend. We're up against a well-oiled machine like that, and if you are not confident enough, if you can match the quality, you will have problems. And I'm told the tickets are sold out already. It's going to be a very, very, very big atmosphere inside the Lucas Mupe Stadium on Saturday. And they need to rock up. They need to not to be scared. They need to take the game to Sundowns. As to how they're going to do that, I don't know, because of the challenges, the serious problem they have of being inconsistent. And Sundowns are fine. We can pretty much announce the Sundowns squad now. We know who's going to play. So that's how settled the team is now. And the Chiefs need to go there and really push and maybe get the results. But one thing about Chiefs also, in big matches like this.
They know.
If they go into this match not doing well, be
I mean,
careful.
we saw that at the derby, right? They were not doing well, but then I think
They pushed
they put up
Pirates
a
all the way.
performance. Exactly. So on that note, I want to find out from you two gentlemen in terms of the technical bench and how important it is. The reason I ask, you look at a Sundown side, as much as yes, there's a new coach, but Steve Compella is also still present. You go into Orlando Pirates, yes, fairly new, 2-3 seasons, but there's also a coach, Mahlatse Mphahlele. Kaizer Chiefs, technical bench, completely new. The importance of that stability of having someone that understands the club.
Firstly, I think we spoke about the experience of players that you need to bring to the team. And I think the senior guys that are there at Sundowns, they know the team, the culture and everything about the team. So the coach will never have a problem, coming to that team because, of course, he will be shown what Sundowns is about and how to do things in Sundowns. Of course, Coach Steve is coming in handy. There's Kapalaya there, who was once a player last season, now is now a coach. So Temba is there. He's been there for 15 years now.
Yeah.
Young Pizzo, who is no longer young now, he's now one of the senior players. Dennis is there. So for the difference with these two teams that you are going to play on Saturday is they kept the senior guys, which for me they know the history of the team, and as a result, the pressure that comes with playing for the team. Every day of their life, they speak about that to the younger ones. If the younger ones who are coming to the team, they tell them what Sundowns is about and how you conduct yourself. As you said, you conduct yourself differently when you're in a big team because of the expectations and the things that you have to do on daily basis.
For sure.
In matches and training so that is easier when you go into a club and you've been baptized about this thing. Or when you are here, this is how you operate and this is how you should give as a training. In matches, it becomes easier because then you know what we expect from you. In a big team, play your role. We win football matches because we know that Lo is a goalkeeper. He can't tell the striker how to finish. But Lo can tell the striker to finish the chances. And we know the roles and we know that we have to push each other for that common goal is to win football matches.
And Major, on your side, I mean, you can just touch on the technical bench quickly.
Yeah, for me, like I believe change is needed. Like if a coach comes, I think he must be given that freedom of coming with his own people so that like he can have the comfort and be with people that you know that they will show you certain things that you don't see as a coach. And I'm saying this because I've seen this with Coach Benny when he came to Amazulu. The manner in which he built his technical team really played a huge role within a short period of time, because the relationship that they have as a technical team rubs off us as players, because they spend most of the time together. They make jokes when they need to make jokes. They work when they need to work. So with Chiefs, I believe Coach Nabi has a right of wanting his own technical team players, coaches that are going to assist him. So that like when you're a coach, like I'm building like this. Should I fail? I fail knowing that I had the best people around me, as compared to being chosen a coach or assistant coach for me that I still have to learn and so on. Don't get me wrong, it is important to have knowledge of players and the history of the club. But I believe they will provide such person within the club. He might not be part and parcel of the technical team, but he will be there to give you any answer that you require about the culture of the team, where it comes from, the vision, and so forth. So it's entirely up to you as a coach, and I'm happy that he has his own technical team that he brought along. So you just have to make things happen.
All right, on that note, it would be an
I thought you were
absolute
gonna ask
sin
me
not to
about-
find out what the most controversial, most memorable moment is, of course, between Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns. Skipper, we'll start with you because he's trying to jump the gun here. What's the most special memory that comes from the top of your mind when we talk about Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns?
I think it's the match in Loftus when Lorenzo Coutinho scored with his hand. and they allowed the goal. We were not happy with that moment.
Yeah.
We made a decision from that day that whenever we meet them, we must make sure that we beat them hard.
And you punish them.
Hey, that was in my
Major.
This is
absence.
personal.
It was
It was
with
in
my
your absence now.
Yeah, no, I wasn't there.
Luckily
It
on that
was
day,
like,
we managed to win the
I
match
don't-
even with that handball.
I don't remember having much of a trouble like now.
It was easy, eh, Major?
It was
easy, boy.
You know how I-
You're just
yeah,
doing
back
the
then we
job.
were playing Sundowns with Chiefs. I knew like, yeah, it's gonna be challenging, but like we're gonna beat them at the end of the day.
You
so
were
only-
lucky because your time at Chiefs was strong.
Which seasons is that, guys?
It's not luck. It's the kind of players
But
that
which
you had.
seasons are those? You know,
Yes,
some-
you've been
when-
asking
when-
as his keeper.
you know, I'll tell you what. I was at Supersport when we win the league 3 times.
Yeah.
And that was 2017, 2007, 2008, 2010.
Uh-huh.
Paris took over for 3 years, right? And then they won the league once in that 2011,
Were you
2012.
there?
Yes.
Yes, I was
And then
definitely.
Sundowns won it, and then
After
Vets
that.
won it, and then
Sundowns
Sundowns
won
won it until now. So
Yes.
which
I'm
seasons
just
are
saying
they good?
The season
One
when
season.
the season when I was there, like
one
they're asking
season.
me about the memory of this. So I'm saying when I was there.
No, I was just giving you the
so
history
me,
of the
don't,
league.
Don't tell me about the history.
Oh, you're talking about
I
the
hear
fixture.
the history. We're talking about the fixture.
Oh, yeah.
When I
You know
was
what I used to
at
do?
Chiefs,
We used to say they can beat us.
easy
And
work.
We'll,
Yes.
we'll go to the podium and take them.
And
the
we'll
gold
get
medal.
the league.
But that season didn't happen. We took the medal.
Oh, is that one season that we're talking about?
Yeah, the one that you don't like when we were wearing shades.
Oh, yeah.
So Steve, was there ever a time when you said, it's only Chiefs?
What do you mean?
No, I'm saying like when you play against them, you say, no, it's only Chiefs.
No, even the change room topic, we'll
Yeah.
be like, no, they will give us problem.
Yeah.
But this is the only match that we're going to get problem because we will only win the league eventually. That the ultimate goal at Sundowns, the one we want to win.
Oh, that's a conversation for
The
2013, 14, not
Every time we play.
every
11, 12.
Oh,
And Coach
besides,
Piso-
when you're specific
And
about
Coach Piso will
2012.
ramp up the match games.
I like this because you remember one season,
One
and
season
he
only.
says they were good, but they won one season. And guess with how many points?
Just one.
One margin, 1 point, one.
And skipper,
And they were wearing shades after that. And then we were like these guys.
And Coach Piso off the pitch will ramp up the men games. Before the match, he says, I don't know the big Kaizer Chiefs.
Remember they were once
Yes.
leading with 10 points.
Yeah.
What did you do to you guys?
Oh,
You
Major,
came and
man.
even took the
I don't
lead.
live in the past, my man. I can't remember.
Move on, my boy.
I like it.
Move on.
I'm trying to understand where were they saying they were good.
Yeah.
You can't say good in one season.
Oh, yeah, but Chiefs at some point, like, I mean, they were trophy specialists.
Before we were born.
No. Even in your era, you might have won the league that season, but they won more trophies than you.
I'm kidding. They know how to win.
Yes.
They know how to win. The trophy.
Yes, and then
Well, they
it
used
was
to.
a
Not
bit
anymore now. It's been 10
it
years.
was a
been
yes,
10?
guys, it happens. So, but like,
Can
let's
I
give
get
them
your
lots of time.
memorable moment?
No, it
that
doesn't
fixture
have.
Oh, it doesn't have any.
The reason I say about Sundowns, it was one of those games when you go. Like when you go to
It's
like
gonna be walk in the
guys,
park.
It's one of those
Yeah.
matches. They'll come like in the water, first half,
And then,
and then they die.
and then we beat us.
Then we take care of the business.
I don't remember which year was that? Because I've looked at the history of the league since 2006. I know who won.
Yeah.
And I've seen their badge once.
Just once.
Just once.
Not
and that's
any
the
other
only time they are speaking about.
That once.
Super
Was
Sport
a
has
special
two
one.
That once.
That's one time.
Super Sport is,
You know, they say that once is the one that you need.
do you know that Super Sport is
Then you get
more trophies
elevated.
than you guys?
Major, you're terrible.
Once is enough to change you.
Just one, boy. Just one. That's it.
Enough to change you. Transform
Okay,
you into
now
something.
I give it to you.
Finally,
Nah, I give it to you.
influencer. Let's get to yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back in time. 1998, the Rothmans Cup final. That disallowed goal by Joel Fire Masilela. It's still
It still haunts you.
it's still a mystery as to how that guy waved the linesman waved the flag.
Yeah.
It's one of those atrocious things that happens in football. But you know, it was one of those things. Hopefully, it doesn't happen this weekend.
No, it's not going to happen now.
We want these boys to rock up on Saturday.
It's confidence, eh?
You know what's
Give us a good
fortunate? We don't need a generator.
No.
That's a very fortunate.
Yeah. What time we playing? 3?
Yeah. Half past three.
We just wrap it there.
You're good.
Hey, but there's load shedding, yeah? You need a generator, eh?
No, we don't need it. We'll wrap them quickly. Oh, yeah, we'll wrap the match quickly. Before sunset.
Before the sunset. Yeah,
Lastly,
it should be should be a good game.
it definitely should be. It will be a sin if we don't find out right score predictions from the gentlemen before we go try and bet and make some money. Talk to us, guys.
No, I'm quiet. I don't know about the scoreline.
You know it's a win. That's what you know. It's a win for Sundowns.
Yeah.
Okay. Major, can you give me a score?
We're still building. We're still building. So I trust that it's going to be a good match because when Chiefs versus Sundowns, the boys rise up their standards.
For sure.
There might be a shocker that happens over the weekend, but with the kind of form that Sundowns is in, it's difficult to say, eh? But it's going to be a good match.
No, for me, a score. Sharp influence. What about you?
Yeah. If you go with the phone book, I think Sundowns should win the match. Yeah.
I just love how they make the speech before they tell you this.
No, truth be told, Sundowns is on another level, man. I mean, they won 4 out of their last 5. They scored like 13. They only conceded like 4. Chiefs won 2, lost 2, drew 1.
Yeah.
They scored 7, they conceded 7. So you see, when you think based on that, like it's difficult. But like when you add the derby, what happened on that day, it's a possibility of pushing Sundowns to the last minute, eh? And I told you I want who to win the league.
It's a motivation
It's
speech.
a motivation.
And also, if you look at the bigger picture of both teams, obviously Chiefs wants to keep on going up.
For sure.
I still feel they're good enough to finish third and qualify for the Conference Cup if they find consistency, do things right, and the coach is able to extract that's the little bit of quality that is there. I think Kekana has brought stability to the team.
Yes.
That Lepo is exciting.
Yes.
The youngsters, Chabalala and Vilakazi need to
Serino when he's on form as well.
Serino is on form if he doesn't get red cards.
He got red card
For
already.
Sundowns, for Sundowns, I think the Champions League is resuming very soon, and I think they are picking at the right time for the Champions League group stages. They will want to continue this momentum. So when the Champions League starts, they are buzzing. Lord Dumvala will be back soon. Shika will be back. Who else?
Sailor should be back,
will be back. If those players start getting opportunities here and there in the next few weeks leading up to the Champions League, they will be unstoppable when they get there. Because Sundowns, the big fish. Skipper will know.
All right. I think we're done. Absolutely fantastic. It's been great here. I went a bit over time, but gentlemen, we really appreciate your time. It's been a fantastic football conversation. We've learned a lot. Brian KK, you've been putting us in class since 9 o'clock in the morning. We've been learning today, Major.
The guitar man. Spanish guitar.
Sounds more like Paris, though.
Spanish guitar.
Spanish guitar, eh?
Or maybe he gave a thing or two about Spanish.
Should we give you a transfer, Skipper? Would you like to relocate?
No. Those colors, they don't look good on me.
I think you look good in black, Skipper. Hey, look at those pants, eh?
Like leopards over it. Oh, you realize that they don't look good on you.
No.
That's how we wrap up the Arena Sports Show. It's been absolutely fantastic. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we did. We'll see you on the next one. Well, let us know as well your predictions and a memorable moment between Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns from us. Cheers. Goodbye.
Let's say Gazini.
Forever.